not all ancient animals were killers. This story focuses on peaceful giants, like Triceratops and Brachiosaurus, showing how teamwork and size helped them survive deadly predators. In the vast, sprawling landscapes of the Mesozoic era, a world often painted with the terrifying brushstrokes of colossal carnivores, a different kind of drama unfolded daily. It was a story not of the hunt, but of survival, not of aggression, but of resilience. This was the world of the herbivores, the plant-eating giants and their smaller cousins who formed the very foundation of the prehistoric ecosystem. While the thunderous footsteps and piercing roars of predators like Tyrannosaurus rex and Allosaurus capture our imagination, the true majority of dinosaurs were engaged in a constant, quieter struggle, the quest for food and the desperate art of not becoming food themselves. Their lives were a testament to the idea that in a world of killers, being a survivor was its own form of power. For creatures like the immense Brachiosaurus and the formidable Triceratops, every day was a lesson in defense, community, and the sheer advantage of being enormous. Imagine the world of the late Jurassic, approximately 150 million years ago. The air is thick with humidity, and vast forests of conifers, cycads, and giant ferns stretch as far as the eye can see. Towering above this verdant canopy are the heads of the Brachiosaurids, a family of sauropods that took the concept of size to a new dimension. A fully grown Brachiosaurus was a living skyscraper, standing up to 50 feet tall and stretching over 80 feet in length. Its weight, estimated at over 50 tons, made the very ground tremble with each step. This incredible size was not a product of vanity. It was its primary defense and its key to sustenance. With a neck that could reach high into the treetops, Brachiosaurus had exclusive access to a food source untouched by most other herbivores. It could leisurely strip leaves and branches from the tallest trees, consuming hundreds of pounds of vegetation every single day just to fuel its massive body. When a predator, such as an Allosaurus, approached the Brachiosaurus's initial reaction wouldn't be one of panic. Its sheer scale was a powerful deterrent. A hunter would have to be either incredibly desperate or foolhardy to take on a healthy adult. A single kick from one of its pillar-like legs could crush bone, and a swing of its muscular tail could send a predator flying. For the Brachiosaurus, its body was its fortress. It moved through its world with a slow, deliberate confidence. Its colossal frame, a declaration that it was not an easy meal. This strategy of gigantism was one of the most successful evolutionary paths for herbivores. By simply outgrowing their enemies, sauropods, like Brachiosaurus, and Argentinosaurus carved out a niche where they were, for the most part, untouchable as adults. Their size was their shield, a passive but overwhelmingly effective form of defense that allowed them to live for decades in a world teeming with danger. But not all herbivores could rely on being the biggest thing on the block. Fast forward to the late Cretaceous, around 68 million years ago, and the landscape is dominated by a different kind of plant-eater. The Triceratops, while still a massive animal at 30 feet long and weighing up to 12 tons, Triceratops shared its environment with the most fearsome predator of all time, the Tyrannosaurus rex. It couldn't simply outgrow its enemy. Instead, Triceratops evolved a more active and confrontational defense system, turning itself into a living battering ram. Its name, meaning three-horned face, points to its most obvious weapons: two long, sharp brow horns that could reach over 3 feet in length, and a smaller, less prominent horn on its snout. These weren't just for show. Fossil evidence, including T-Rex bones with healed puncture wounds that perfectly matched Triceratops' horns, proves that these herbivores fought back, and fought back hard. The Triceratops's defense was further enhanced by its massive, bony frill. This solid shield of bone protected its vulnerable neck and shoulders from the crushing bite of a T-Rex. Some scientists also believe this frill was brightly colored, used for display and communication within the herd, a vibrant warning to both rivals and predators. Unlike the solitary giants of the Jurassic, Triceratops likely lived in herds. This social structure was a critical component of their survival. A lone Triceratops was a target, but a herd was a fortress on the move. When a T-Rex approached, the herd could form a defensive circle, with the powerful adults facing outwards, their horns presenting a formidable wall of sharp points. The young and vulnerable would be sheltered in the center. This strategy, known as communal defense, is seen in modern animals like musk oxen and elephants. It demonstrates a sophisticated level of social cooperation. The herd could coordinate its movements, presenting a united front that would make even the apex predator think twice. The story of Triceratops is one of active defiance, a powerful message that a plant eater could be just as dangerous as any carnivore when threatened. The secret life of herbivores was a continuous balancing act. For every defensive strategy, there was a predator evolving to overcome it. The long-necked sauropods had to worry about pack-hunting carnivores that could target the young, the old, or the sick, those who couldn't rely on the safety of immense size. Fossil trackways suggest that sauropods traveled in herds, with the largest, strongest adults forming a protective perimeter around the smaller a mobile fortress trudging across the prehistoric plains. This herding behavior was a near-universal strategy among herbivores. Hadrosaurs, the so-called duck-billed dinosaurs, are often found in massive bone beds, suggesting they lived in colossal herds, numbering in the thousands. Their survival depended on safety and numbers. An individual might be vulnerable, but the sheer size of the herd created confusion and reduced the odds of any single dinosaur being singled out by a predator. Many hadrosaurs also possessed hollow crests on their heads, which they may have used to produce deep, resonant calls to communicate with each other over long distances, coordinating herd movements and warning of approaching danger. Even the heavily armored dinosaurs, like Ankylosaurus, showcase the diversity of defensive tactics. Ankylosaurus was the tank of the Cretaceous period. Low to the ground, covered in thick, bony plates called osteoderms, and armed with a massive club at the end of its tail, it was almost impervious to attack. Its only vulnerability was its soft underbelly. If a T-Rex managed to flip it over, the fight was lost. But that was a monumental task. An Ankylosaurus would hunker down, digging its short, stout legs into the earth, presenting an impenetrable dome of armor while swinging its devastating tail club with enough force to shatter a predator's leg bones. Its strategy was to become an unassailable, unflippable fortress of one. This was a life of solitude and passive, impregnable defense, a stark contrast to the cooperative strategies of Triceratops, or the sheer scale of break. The lives of these peaceful giants were far from they were a constant dance with death, a chess match played out over millennia. Every meal was earned under the watchful eye of a hunter, and every migration was a perilous journey. Yet, through a stunning array of evolutionary innovations, unbelievable size, formidable weaponry, impenetrable armor, and complex social bonds, they thrived. They shaped the very world they lived in, their grazing patterns altering landscapes and their immense numbers sustaining the carnivores that ruled alongside them. The story of the dinosaurs is incomplete without them. It is their quiet resilience, their cooperative spirit, and their sheer will to survive that forms the true, enduring backbone of the ancient world. Their story shows that in an age of killers, the greatest strength often lay not in the sharpness of one's teeth, but in the power of teamwork, the brilliance of defense, and the simple, undeniable advantage of being a giant.